Let's talk about the pull of new technology. It is hard to ignore a perfectly machined piece of glass and titanium catching the light. But the financial reality of owning one has changed. Flagship devices now cross the £1,000 threshold, representing a capital investment on par with a decent used car a decade ago. This creates what you might call the unboxing tax, the massive premium you pay entirely for the privilege of breaking a factory seal and being the first person to turn the screen on. The question is whether paying a 50 to 70% premium over secondary markets actually buys you better hardware reliability, or if you're just paying for a short-lived psychological thrill. Treating smartphones as disposable, short-term upgrades is no longer financially viable. You need a more strategic approach to how you buy your tech. The modern certified refurbished market has evolved into a structured financial optimization tool. We are past the days of risky meetups and peer-to-peer online marketplaces. The central trade-off is straightforward. You agree to skip the unboxing novelty and absolute cosmetic perfection, and in exchange, you retain a massive amount of your own capital. This split-screen table maps the traditional retail path against the optimization path. On the left side, brand new retail means the highest MSRP, instant depreciation, and a 12-month warranty. On the right side, certified refurb drops the cost by up to 70% and provides an 18-month warranty. Look closely at that last metric. You actually find a specific advantage in the secondary market. Specialized retailers are currently offering 18-month guarantees, outlasting the manufacturer's own 12-month coverage on a sealed box. When the lower-cost option provides 50% more warranty coverage than the retail path, the traditional relationship between price and buyer risk has been flipped. To understand why, we have to look at the financial reality of tech depreciation, the exact moment a new device is opened and activated. This graph tracks device value over time. The brand new model takes a sharp drop the second it leaves the store. The refurbished line, however, starts at a lower entry point and follows a much slower decline. When you plot out specific hardware, like an iPhone 13 Pro, on this line, you lock in a 50 to 70% upfront financial savings. The functional trade-off for these savings is skipping the absolute latest processor speeds and camera lenses, hardware thresholds that the vast majority of users never computationally max out anyway. You could contrast this with a hybrid approach, buying a discounted, factory-sealed device from secondary retailers, like grabbing a current flagship that dropped to around £740. The drawback is visible on the chart. Even with a steep initial discount, you still take the steepest hit in depreciation the moment you remove the plastic wrap. Buying brand new, regardless of the secondary discount, forces you to absorb the maximum depreciation impact. Opting for older, refurbished devices is how you lock in serious capital retention. Of course, the main psychological hurdle keeping buyers away from secondary markets is the fear of purchasing a defective unit or inheriting a degraded battery. But certified refurbished is a specific technical designation. It means the device has been put through a standardized testing protocol by specialized technicians. These exhaustive inspections verify battery health, calibrate screen touch sensors, test port connectivity, and replace any failing components before the device is cleared for resale. Retailers also offer 30-day no-questions-asked return policies. This acts as an immediate failsafe, insulating you from upfront hardware risks. Then there is the warranty paradox we mentioned earlier. By purchasing an older device, you actually gain a longer safety net, 18 months of coverage, compared to the single year you get with a factory-sealed box. The trade-off for this extended protection is that your warranty is bound to the specific retailer's internal repair ecosystem, rather than the global manufacturer's physical walk-in stores. When you combine 70-point inspections, 30-day return windows, and 18-month warranties, the mechanical risk of buying secondhand tech is effectively neutralized. The final variable to consider in the refurbished market is cosmetic condition, which the industry grades into 3 tiers: excellent, good, and fair. Targeting the good or fair tiers maximizes your financial discount. You are paying less strictly because of cosmetic microscratches and minor exterior scuffs. This creates stark pricing examples, where a fully functional device like an iPhone SE can drop to a baseline of £119, simply due to exterior wear. This brings us to the practical reality of case masking. The vast majority of smartphone users immediately cover their devices with thick, protective accessories. The moment a phone slides into an opaque case, the original cosmetic condition of the back and edges is completely obscured. Many refurbishers now bundle free protection accessories, like cases and screen protectors, with the phone. During daily use, this eliminates the visual gap between a fair and a brand new device. You can contrast this pragmatic approach with the excellent grading tier, designed specifically for prosumers demanding flawless aesthetics but refusing to pay the new MSRP. Paying a heavy premium for cosmetic perfection is an irrational allocation of capital if the device is going to be permanently concealed in a protective case. So let's translate this into actionable advice by matching your specific profile against your tolerance for risk and your need for premium aesthetics. We can map this on a quadrant chart. We measure budget versus performance on the vertical axis and risk tolerance versus aesthetic importance on the horizontal. Profile 1 is the pragmatist, or parent, sitting in the high-budget, low-aesthetic sector. This profile should target the good or fair tiers. The case hides blemishes, and the 18-month warranty protects the investment. Profile 2 is the prosumer, sitting in the high-performance, moderate-risk sector. This buyer should look at the excellent tier. It delivers flagship specifications alongside near-flawless aesthetics at an optimized mid-tier price point. Mapping your true daily use case against this matrix prevents you from overspending on grading tiers you don't actually need. Finally, we have Profile 3, the status optimizer. They sit in the high-performance and high-aesthetic importance sector. If holding a factory-sealed, current-year device is non-negotiable, you should bypass direct manufacturer sites and target certified secondary platforms. This specific route shaves off the heavy early adopter tax while still retaining the manufacturer's standard 1-year warranty. The overarching lesson here is that technology purchasing should be treated as a structured, calculable financial decision rather than an emotional event. The unboxing novelty that drives so much consumer debt is fleeting, lasting for the 30 seconds it takes to break the seal and lift the lid. For the vast majority of consumers, buying certified refurbished tech has evolved past being a gamble. It is currently the most efficient use of capital available in the entire electronics market for your mobile lifestyle.